Hey guys, Ted from Nerdarchy here for Nerds by Nerds, and today we're going to do one of our killer combos or unorthodox builds. So today we're looking at a Forest Gnome Ranger. So what do we guys think?
Well, first of all, we had a we had a viewer request this one.
All right.
I forget who at this point.
All right,
Should have looked that up.
Sorry about that. We'll put it in the comments below.
Okay, so they asked us, for one of our combos of doing a Gnome Ranger that rides a burrowing mount, like a giant badger.
Right. So the only problem with that whole burrowing thing is the options really limit it to a giant badger, and it's only got a burrow speed of 10. So it's not going to go very fast.
Yeah, onward. Well, that's 20 feet around. So, and, depending on what you're going to do with it, you could definitely pull off some interesting things. Like, if you're invading, the enemy camp or something, and they don't know about you, you could definitely, burrow.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if badgers know where they're going when they're burrowing. But, between the ranger and his woodland skills and the badger and his burrowing skills, maybe they can figure something out.
All right, so we're looking at, let's put this character together. So we've chosen Forest Gnome just because it's more fitting to the Ranger archetype.
Yeah, there's a couple things going on there. One, not only do we like to build unorthodox class race combinations, but we like them to still be effective and work.
Right.
Yeah. And they're not, you're not totally nerfing yourself, and your party won't hate you.
Yes, I'm going to play the half-orc wizard. Rawr.
And I'm going to hit things with a stick and call it magic. No, so along that vein is the gnome. Their best stat is intelligence. So right away they make the best intelligence-based casters, and we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. We're doing a warrior class. We're doing a gnome. So, but the Forest Gnome does get a stat bump to Dex, so a Dex-based Ranger absolutely works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And we're going to go Beastmaster.
Right, because they want to mount. So, now one of the nice things about Forest Gnomes for Rangers is the fact that they can speak to small forest woodland creatures. Right.
And they actually list badger under there. So I'm going to go with, if you can speak to a regular badger, you can absolutely speak to a giant badger.
Well, yeah, you just shout.
Yeah, so he's just a bigger voice. So I think thematically that's kind of cool. The fact that, you're a ranger and you can talk to woodland creatures is kind of cool. Forest Gnomes also get something else. They get a cantrip.
Right, they get minor illusion.
Okay, not super impressive for a warrior class, but it does offer up other options. Mm-hmm. Minor illusion is a cantrip. I like it. You can either do audio illusions or visual illusions. So you could use it for distractions. You could use it to mess with the other players in your party. There's tons of things you can do with it.
Well, hey, with a burrowing mount, you could absolutely cover up your escape. Like say, oh, I've dug a hole and it's not really there, and maybe it's a trap. And you're just using minor illusion for it. Or you could do the thing where you're getting into an enemy camp, you burrow up, but you're still doing that kind of, this isn't really a hole here.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The party can all hop out of this chamber that you've made without it seeming
alerting the enemies.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Again, you can use finesse weapons because you're going to have the higher dex. Mm-hmm. You're going to have you
can lean towards the archery.
Yeah, you can go with range and archery. So you could actually just take the archer fighting style.
Yep.
Now, the one thing is the Beastmaster is very suboptimal for
Ranger?
For anything. But yeah, for the Ranger. So what we've kind of changed it up. Our group hates shared actions, so we just chucked them. You basically, what I do is as a bonus action, my Rangers have to command their thing to do something, and if it still does the same thing turn after turn, they don't have to give up the bonus action anymore.
Right.
Which is totally against the raw.
Screw that.
And then I also give them bonus hit points.
Right.
Because it's supposed to be their hit points based on the monster manual or 4 times the ranger level.
Right.
4 times the ranger level is 12. A third level character, a third level ranger that takes average should have 22 hit points plus a con
Plus con,
modifier, and whatever that is. So like even if it's only a +1, that's 25. Well, if you have 25 hit points, the things that are fighting you,
they're going to be doing 5 to 10 damage
minimum.
So
And so what's the point of having a mount or a beast companion that can get one shot at every encounter?
Yeah.
So
all it's going to do is just suck the healing out of your spells or the cleric spells.
and it's not going to be very fun for the Beastmaster Ranger that wanted a cool companion.
And its armor class is 10.
Yeah, all the armor classes are really bad.
Like it's like here goblins kill me in one round.
Well, and that's just it. So like, I mean, their to attack's going to be decent because they're going to get the proficiency bonus. Their damage is going to be decent. Their skills are good because they're going to get that proficiency bonus of the ranger. But yeah,
Did they get an armor class bump?
No.
As being a beast?
Nope.
Wow.
No, you need to go get some barding made. Beast armor.
Badger barding. Gotcha.
You got to make a battle badger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is going to
Battle
go
barding
really
beast for your badgers.
So all that being said, our house rules are no shared actions, bonus hit points.
Yes.
And then you have a companion that is worthy of a ranger.
Indeed.
Because when you compare the hunter ranger,
The hunter.
to the beastmaster, they're spamming damage all over the place.
Yeah, I've got a ranger in my game that isn't even really high level. It's just third level hunter compared to even like fighters and the other things. I'm like, wow, you just throw out the damage.
In Dave's game, the goblin ranger with a short bow is out damaging the dragonborn fighter with a greatsword.
Yeah, and then you compare that to the beastmaster with basically a push button kill. Animal companion.
When he attacks,
He's typically dropping 2 die 8 and a die 6.
no, I think you have it backwards.
Was it 2?
What was it, Colossal Slayer?
Yeah, he gets a die 8 from
basically
Colossal Slayer.
as long as something's wounded, you're gonna have
then
that.
a die 6 from Hunter's Mark, and then a die 6 from the
weapon.
short bow.
Yeah, sorry.
So 2
plus
die
the dex
68.
modifier. So yeah, so that the rangers can put out some damage, and when they get higher level, they have abilities that let them really spam the damage. They have spells that let them spam the damage. There's definitely they definitely have a lot of cool things going on there. But when you're the Beastmaster, all that cool stuff goes right into your beast. That basically has the ability to fall over.
Yes.
When something looks at it hard. So we don't like that. So we changed that up a little bit. But now, so we have our gnome. Our gnome will be able to mount his badger. He will be able to speak to his badger and communicate back and forth up to the badger's intelligence, whatever capabilities are there. He'll be able to use it to burrow. The badger gets multi-attack, so it gets a couple attacks, which is pretty nice. Now, granted, if you're a ranged character and you're doing your mounted combat stuff, you're not going to be up in the face of the enemy, so you may not get to access your badger stuff. They got to move at 30 feet, which I don't know. Are gnomes slow in this edition? I don't know that they are. I know like halfling. I think dwarves are, and maybe
Speed
halflings.
is 25.
Yeah, so you pick up a little bit of movement.
And we've talked about how in other videos, when you've got the mount moves, and then you still get to take your actions. So
Yeah,
there's that super beneficial thing of being mobile while still being able to do your full amount of action.
so although gnome is, it's still a suboptimal choice for a warrior class. But the forest gnome works. It's got interesting things he can do.
If you're going finesse or ranged, you don't suffer any drawbacks by being small. You're not, it's not like, oh well, I can't use or I'm not large, so I don't have his strength, so I can't swing the sword. I mean, I know you got to use a short bow as opposed to a long bow or suffer disadvantage.
Well, you do suffer in a sense that you don't hit as hard because you don't have the better weapons because you're small.
Right.
But I like the gnomes; they're fun. You got some interesting options you can do. I think this build makes for an interesting skirmisher. You do have the fact that you can use the burrowing from your mount to either help you create traps, get somewhere unnoticed. You have minor illusion at your disposal.
So we've got a class, we've got an archetype, we've got a race,
We got a
sub
stick.
race.
We got his stick.
We need a background. I see.
Oh, yeah.
I see two options here.
Only two, huh?
Well, two as the leaning. There's lots of options. You know, you can go with folklore to get folk hero to get the animal handling, or you can go with Outlander for the typical rangery skills.
Okay, yeah, both of those work. Although I heard there's this really sweet new background on the nerdarchy.com website.
Oh, there's a new background,
animal
huh?
trainer.
Animal trainer.
Wow. So,
Although that one's not official, but that you're right. We do need a background for this guy, and there's definitely different ways to go. Those are kind of the really like the out of the box, woodland ones. That and hermit,
hermit.
hermit, outlander.
But maybe he
folk
is a
hero.
scout for the elite Gnome Brigade, and
Right,
he's actually a
soldier.
soldier.
There's that.
First class lieutenant.
First class lieutenant, Fringolgingen.
Yeah. The nimble finger.
So there's no longer like a ride skill, right?
No.
So
That's like vehicle.
It would fall under vehicles.
yeah, so soldier gives you vehicles. So if that's what you're using for your
There you
ride,
go.
although like you said, Outlander works just fine. I can definitely see a gnome with a musical instrument. The extra languages, athletics, survival.
I don't know. Barded, battle, badger brigade. I'm thinking that's going to have to be it. I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then
Well,
again,
you've got to have Lieutenant Second Class Fringolgingle.
Yeah, there we go.
Fringle Ringle,
Fringolgingle.
Fringle Gingle. Nice. And what's the badger's name?
Spot.
Really, Spot. That's lame.
I was thinking of Bob. The battle badger Bob. Or Bobbert. I like
Bobbert.
Bobbert.
I mean that worked. I think I kind of like the soldier.
Yep.
Intimidate, athletics.
I mean, a giant badger with something on it. All he's got to have is like some kind of crazy face mask, and it's like
I totally see.
Samurai Riding the Bear.
His
just miniature.
His barding has got to be painted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's got to be colorful and obnoxious. Banners with flags.
It doesn't sound very scaly at all.
I'm thinking not colorful.
Yeah, no tie-dye barding.
Yeah.
He was a
Crazy
scout.
hippie.
Oh, he was a scout.
He was. That's his
Now he's-
background.
And now he's been hanging out with gobblos and
Yeah. Now he's official decoy position of. He lost his rank and he's now a decoy.
He rode little ponies and stuff before, but now he's got his faithful badger, Bobbert.
there's not really much of a difference between the Outlander and the soldier.
No.
It's the secondaries.
They both have the same skills.
Yeah, they both get athletics and survival. And then no, I'm sorry. What am I thinking? I'm a moron. No, the soldier gets intimidation, so instead of survival. But then again, you're a ranger, you get more skills than most of the warrior class. Well, all the warrior classes,
So you can still pick up survival without a problem.
or handle animal if you felt like you needed it. So they both work pretty well. I think even the hermit. The hermit is really off base for skills.
You get medicine and what else?
Religion and an herbalist kit. That would definitely be a much different kind of character.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
if you wanted to go for that, this is a scout. There's actually a badger brigade of the forest gnomes, which would be kind of funny and cool. Which I kind of like that. They're underground demolition covert operation strike force.
Yeah, they undermine the enemy lines. They strike behind enemy lines. Be like, trenches. Okay, you mean a door? They just go in.
Yeah.
They're like, this is my level. Boom.
Nice. Yeah, and then they build the tunnels, and then the rest of the bloodthirsty, screaming for death gnomes come charging, bearing down behind them.
Well, yeah, they're the berserkers.
Maybe they're like a specialized mercenary band for dwarves or something. The dwarves hire them every once in a while.
So yeah, so Outlander or soldier, works very well. I think I like the soldier though. The idea
I think I like the soldier for this guy as well.
you know, and then if we're saying that ride is essentially attached to land vehicles, then that fits nice and easy. I mean, if we want handle animal, he can pick it up. Although his giant badger, does he really need handle animal? Because he can just tell it what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his animal.
Bob, I said left. No, your other left. Oh my God, we have this conversation every time. Every time.
I keep forgetting.
And your punctuation is horrible.
Yeah, hold up your claw like this. Does it make an L? He's like,
It's like this. It looks like this.
Left is the side I don't feed you on. Okay, got it.
Yeah. You know, so I think that does it, man. Forest gnome, soldier, because he's a scout, or cavalry, man. There's the cavalry as well.
Badger cavalry, excellent.
Ranger.
Oh, that's right, because you could different ranks and everything, right?
Yes.
There's different jobs and stuff. Like scout is one.
Oh,
infantry, cavalry, healer. But yeah.
Well, if it's a mercenary band of badger warriors, then Ranger would be more of a scouting kind of guy, but I could see him also doing the cavalry, mounted archery.
Yeah, I like the cavalry personally, especially if there's more than one, and like maybe they're not mercenaries. Maybe that's actually a regiment for the Gnome Nation.
Yeah, very easily could be.
Yeah, the Barded Battle Badgers Brigade.
Yeah,
Barded Battle Badgers Brigade.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that 4 Bs?
Yes.
Is it enough?
I don't know. If we can think of another one.
before the end of the
Before the end of this video?
How about you guys?
I think we're out of time.
Can you find a 5th B to put on there?
So I guess the only thing is weapon, right? So he's going to fight with
Short bow.
He's going to fight with a short bow.
I think a spear as a lance would be an appropriate thing. So cavalry, or actually having some kind of lance. But if he was going to do scout, then definitely short bow.
Yeah, I see him with a short bow. He can have a spear as kind of his backup weapon if something actually.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you're going to want to be able to use something that you can fight with dex too. You're not going to want, because let's see. So you're going to put your high stat. Well, here's the good thing. Here's the thing that's really awesome. As a gnome, you can dump intelligence, and you're not a moron.
Yes.
You have an average. You can have an average intelligence. You can have an average charisma, and then you have your other stats to play with.
Say since he's going to be going with a mount, I would say put your 8 intelligence. That puts it to a 10. You put your 10 in strength, and this way you can be impressive for your talkie skills. Have your wisdom for your rangery skills, and still have a decent con.
Yeah, and I think your spellcasting goes off your wisdom too for ranger as well.
Yeah. And what, you're in the gnome community and they go, Findalip, I see that you've scored as a human does on your test for aptitude. You go to the Badger Brigade.
Badger Brigade for you.
Well, there's we just slay you. There's human, and then there's everybody else.
A gnome culture where they kill the people stupider than humans.
So he can use.
Oh, that's a little too hardcore for David the Gnome, man. Come on.
He can use a rapier, a scimitar, or a short sword.
As a ranger, he can't use a scimitar.
It's outlawed. Or a whip.
Oh, so scimitar, that would be a really good strike down from on high or chest level on his mount.
Wait a minute. We'll make it a scimitar and call it a saber.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Because
cavalry.
Because I feel like the Watts version of a scimitar to me looks like a saber. Yeah. When I think scimitar, I think Aladdin style, fat blade. Yeah. Falchion is one of those, but only bigger.
Right.
But though you could absolutely do the whip.
So whip, saber, short bow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Totally go. Two weapon of saber and whip. All from on top of this mount.
Yeah, you can because the scimitar is a light weapon in addition to being a finesse weapon.
Oh, fantastic.
There we go. It would have to be in his offhand, but
Totally buckle things in.
Well, you you're chasing somebody down on your badger and you trip somebody with the whip and then...
Oh, now you're out of control. It's not like he doesn't have no superiority dice.
What can you do with whip besides just whip somebody?
Damage.
What is it, like 10-foot range or something?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. 10-foot range is pretty good.
Nah, but you know you could use basically the shove rules or the optional rules to try and disarm somebody, or go for a trip.
Yeah.
We just don't get the spear.
Or pick a few levels in Battle Master, Fighter Battle Master.
If you wanted to go that route, but then you have to sacrifice those really cool.
Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Low level Ranger spells then.
So have we? Put us in the comments below. Have we gone past ridiculous, or has this inspired you to make your own Fringle Gringle?
Has it inspired you to join the Barded Battle Badger Brigade?
There you go. He had to do it slow. So put your comments below. While you're doing that, please click like, share, subscribe.
Feel free to come hang out with us on the Facebooks.
You can also join us on the conversation on Reddit.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.